Hello, my name is Diane Stothard, and this is Good News on Tap for the second Sunday of Lent. Last week, we heard about the covenant between Yahweh and Noah. This week, we hear about the covenant between Yahweh and Abraham. Yahweh asks Abraham to kill Isaac, his son. Abraham obeys, but the angel intercedes before Abraham can accomplish this horrible deed. In response to Abraham's devotion, God enters into a covenant with him, promising Abraham land, prosperity, and countless descendants. If you are paying attention this Lent, you will notice that each week of Lent, the first reading takes us on a memory tour of salvation history. First Noah, then Abraham, and next week we'll hear about Moses. Each week, we are reminded of specific times that God has reached out to humankind in love and friendship. In other words, the first reading is helping us as a faith community this Lent to pause, to look back, and to reflect. What a great invitation for you also to pause, to look back, and to reflect on specific times in your life that God has reached out to you in love and friendship. And perhaps, especially to look back on those times when you may have turned away in response. The gospel this week is the story of the Transfiguration. We hear this story every year on the second Sunday of Lent. It's a very familiar story, so we tend to tune out when we listen to it. Jesus appears in all his glory on the mountaintop. A cloud comes and a voice says, "This is my beloved Son. Listen to him." Then everything returns to normal. But Peter doesn't want normal. He is so inspired by this experience of Jesus. He wants to build tents to capture the moment and stay there on the mountaintop forever. But Jesus knows they can't live with their heads in the clouds. They have work to do. If you listen to this familiar story with new ears, you might notice this story teaches you how to deal with the mountaintop experiences of your life. When you have a Jesus experience or an experience of something that inspires you, you want to stay there in that moment. Life would be great if we could always live on the mountaintop. But that's not what the mountaintop is for. The mountaintop is to inspire and energize the journey that's ahead. The challenge in this gospel, then, is to bring that experience of Jesus down from the mountain and put it to work. What are your mountaintop experiences? Maybe it's going to Mass. Maybe it's holding your child. Maybe it's watching a sunset that helps reveal God in all God's glory to you. Seek out your mountaintop experiences this week. Be inspired by the love of God that you find there. Be energized by the glory of God that you see there. Breathe it in and then bring it down from the mountaintop with you and put it to good work this week. And that's Good News on Tap for the second week of Lent.